create a vibe like there is in New Orleans.
And that's
Here.
really what this whole show is about, is getting people to realize what's around them and what's going on in the community with music-wise and how much talent is actually out there.
Absolutely, and we are switching gears a little bit. We've had a couple shows, like mainly national artists on last few weeks, and this show is going to be all local. We want to welcome our first guest, and I'm really excited about this. We've got Willie May. Willie May, how you doing? Well,
great, man. Thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
Man, thank you so much for coming down. And Josh and I caught you, and the lovely Kim Marie too, caught you at the Nightcap.
Yeah.
Was that Friday night?
Friday, yeah.
Friday night it was. It was one of those nights where there was a lot of drinks, so it almost seemed like it could have been a Saturday.
Yeah, it could have been Saturday.
Tuesday afternoon, for all I know.
I don't know when it was.
You sounded fantastic, though.
Thank you.
What brings you back to Buffalo now? Just a regular visit,
I'm here working on an album and performing.
Working on an album over at Dwayne Hall's place, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that, and this would be album number 11?
Number 11.
Wow.
Yeah.
Lucky number 11.
Yeah. Yeah, so 11, how long has it taken you to record 11 albums?
It's taken me 25 years.
Yeah, you've got quite a career spanning from the 60s on, correct?
Yeah, I've been playing around Buffalo since the 60s.
Wow. And now you're living predominantly in Florida.
Yeah, Tampa Bay area. Been down there about 10 years.
Which is another one of my favorite areas. And you were telling me before the show that the blues scene in Tampa is alive and well, doing really well.
Pretty big, yeah. The Suncoast Blues Society's big down there.
So, blues artists from all over the world there, or does Florida have its own homegrown?
Well, both. Yeah.
Yeah. There's
good clubs there. They bring in national artists from all over.
Florida's interesting musically. If you think about the acts that have come out of Florida, and they're all blues-based acts. I mean, Skinner was a Florida act.
Yeah.
Tom Petty, Florida act.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Tom Petty's from Florida.
I didn't know that.
So, but still very blues-based.
Gainesville,
yeah. So they're, and even his last album the latest album is way more blues influenced than I think anything that he's put out lately, at least. But he's still true to his blues roots.
Yeah.
It's cool. Florida has that ability because it pulls from different stuff. It can sort of pull that sort of panhandle type music from it, but then it also gets, the vibe from, like how we talked about, Alabama and that whole,
Well, like you say, that's that whole Mississippi Delta area is right near the panhandle, and then you got, the far south stuff like Miami.
Mm-hmm. So it can melt all that stuff together. So that's a cool place musically.
The other thing about Florida too is it's very transient.
Mm-hmm.
People go there.
Absolutely.
To vacation. They go there to escape a life, to start a life. It just seems like one of those places where there's people always passing through. So you're always getting influence from everyone. You're doing some more playing up here, though. You're going to be. How long are you up here for?
Till the end of the month.
So the end of
September. That's what month
smokes.
it is.
Yeah.
Come on, Rich. Let's stick with it. I know you don't always know what day it is, but let's just try to stick with the month and year.
All right, September. I know it's September because football started.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Because I wasted 3 hours of my day watching football. So where are you at in the upcoming weeks?
I just finished up with my buddy John Guerin from Austin, Texas. Has been in the.
Who is an amazing guitar player. He's such a great player.
Really good. I'm back in the studio this week. Then Friday, I'm going to be at the Four Aces in Woodlawn. And Saturday, I'm going to be at Whiskey Joe's out on Trans. I'm looking forward to that because I've never been there, so I don't know what it's like. The following week, I'll be at Vizzy's on the 24th. Never been there, so I don't know what to expect. C2's, that's one of my regular places on Electric Avenue in Lackawanna. And then I finish up on the 26th at Double D's.
All right.
And then back to Florida.
And you're a Lackawanna guy, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Born and raised.
Yeah.
So it was really cool probably to be back at the Nightcap.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, and Steve just thinks the world of you.
Yeah.
So did you grow up next to Steve?
He actually lived across the street from my brother.
Steve advertises. He's a big sponsor of the show, Steve. He's a great guy.
He's a great guy.
Oh, yeah, he's really a great guy. The guitar player, let's go back to John. He's from Austin, Texas.
Yes.
And you guys hooked up. How'd you hook up with him?
He was here for a couple of years, like in the early 90s, and we performed together for about 2 years. And then he went back to Texas, and since that time, I'm always going to Texas to work with him. So when I was here this time, he just happened to be in New York City. So I had him come over for the weekend, do a little studio stuff with me, and do some gigs together.
Oh, that's fantastic. And Mike, that's coming in from just another cat that you've been playing with for years?
Mike Silver, yeah, he's been on a lot of the harmonica work on some of my past CDs. He's kind of like my go-to harmonica guys, really.
Yeah. Tommy Z was down there. Tommy Z and John are good friends.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think Tommy might have done his first gig with me and John like years ago at the
really?
Little Harlem Hotel. I don't know if that was his first gig, but it was pretty close to it.
He's an incredibly nice guy.
Amazing
and
guy,
a blazing talent. What an unbelievable talent.
Super guitar player.
Yeah, he's just a nice person.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's someone that's a lot of fun to be around. So Mike's coming in Tuesday, and Mike's doing the rest of these gigs with you?
He'll be doing next weekend with me, the Four Aces and Whiskey Joe's.
All right, that's perfect. And the lineup will be the same. Oh yeah, you were using young kids. You were using
the kids from 4 and Tune.
4 and Tune.
4 and Tune. No, they played actually.
Yeah, they're great.
You hooked up with them yesterday too with a gig, right? One of their gigs. Did you sit in on?
Oh yeah, that's in the afternoon. Yeah, in Hamburg.
Are they going to be playing the rest of these shows with you?
Yes, they are.
Talented young guys.
Yeah.
They played on our stage. We had a stage at the Powder Keg Festival, which was this big festival they had over the winter last year, and they played, and they were just amazing.
I met Evan at an open jam, and he was a student of the late, great Jimmy Wozniak, who played on most of my CDs, and his dad asked me, can my son come up and play with you? And he was so young-looking. And he said, he was a student of Jimmy's. Oh yeah, bring him up, and he just blew me away. He's fantastic.
Oh, he was amazing Friday night. He really was just incredible.
They're all great musicians. At one point during that show at the Powder Keg Festival, they all just switched instruments.
Yeah.
And I actually walked in at that point thinking, I didn't know that they had switched. And then you told me, yeah, they just switched instruments, and I wouldn't have known. They're all just incredible talent.
And they're all under like. They look like teenagers still, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I think Owen might be 20, and he's the one that's playing drums with me.
Right.
And he's really a guitar player. He's really good.
It's got to make you feel good though, knowing that that blues and is still continuing on, even with these younger guys.
That's great. Yeah.
That's what you're looking for is something to keep them coming back for more.
These guys are into it, and they're really talented.
I'm excited to see what these guys are going to end up doing because they're
me too.
They're just at the very beginning.
I hope they remember me when they get where they're going.
It's funny because I own the Music Exchange, and I always tell students this. There's you'll see these students that you just know are going to be incredible.
Yeah.
And I tell them, I know when you're interviewed by Guitar Player Magazine, you're going to say you're self-taught. You're not even going to say anything about taking lessons at the store. You're just going to
all be switch around. Evan plays like every day. I say, Evan, you don't play guitar, do you? No. I say, yeah, good. Let's keep it that way.
Evan is a great keyboard player.
Absolutely.
And the funny thing is for the type of music, it's a feel thing, and you almost shouldn't have that feel at the age.
He was playing a song yesterday. It was like a reggae tune. I said, Evan, I listen to reggae. I've never heard that. I said, what a good song. He's, that's one of mine. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So he writes too,
That's incredible. Yeah, that's incredible. So we're going to be able to see you at Four Aces on the 17th. We're going to be able to see you at Whiskey Joe's on the 18th, Vizzy's on the 24th, C2's in Lackawanna, and Double D's on the 26th. Willie does have 10 CDs out right now, folks. If you go to williemaymusic.com, that's it.
I'm also on CD Baby.
williemaymusic.com, you can check it out. If you get a chance in the next week or two, looks like week or two, check out Willie May. Going to commercial break. Coming up with Fair Trade, guys. Heard it on the X.